Once you've successfully downloaded the Habit Camera app to your Android device and you're ready to begin using the camera, begin by turning the camera on and connecting to it with your Android device. So I'll start by sliding this power switch up. I can see the green indicator below that and see that the LED is flashing blue. I'll then grab my Android device, go to the Wi-Fi settings, and connect to the Habit Camera as a network. So I press to connect to it. I don't need to enter the PIN again because I've already entered it, and I just need to wait for this to connect successfully. It's now connected, and it's showing connected without internet, which is what we want. And now I know that I've successfully connected to the device. I'll navigate back to the home screen and open the Habit Camera app. And once I do, I'll see that the video feed from the camera is now appearing in the app. When I log in to the Habit Camera app, the default is it will default to the camera tab. And so at the bottom, there's 3 tabs. There's the camera, which is in the center of the screen at the bottom. To the left of that, there's a gallery icon. And then to the right of that, there's a setting icon. And both of those will be covered in other videos. But for this one, we'll show all of the primary functionality built into the app for this camera tab, where you'll be doing all of your skin inspection with the Habit Camera. And so first feature that I'll show is the LED brightness. And so what I'll show is to turn on the LEDs, there's a blue button on the back of the camera. And when I press that button, what you'll see is the LEDs turn on. And so if I press it again, they turn off. This button is designed just to do on or off with whatever LED brightness that you have set through the app. Once the LED is on, I can also use the app itself. At the top right, there's an LED brightness indicator. And so if I press that, it will continue to increase in brightness and cycle through the LED brightness settings. So there are 3 different brightness settings, including off. So there's 4 settings in total. And so right now what you see is this is the brightest the LED will get. And if I press it again, it'll turn off. There's the lowest setting for brightness, medium setting for brightness, and then the highest setting for brightness. And the brightness, what I'm talking about, is this ring LED just around the camera lens right here. The LED is on. The other LED functionality that I can modify is the temperature of the LED. And so currently it's in the medium setting. Now I've just adjusted this. I press the button and it's at the highest temperature, or the whitest setting. So this is a very bright white. If I press that again, it'll cycle to a warm white, or a softer, yellow. And then finally, the median value in between those 2 values, the bright and the darker yellow. And so these are the settings that can be adapted or adjusted with the LED in order to achieve the optimal image quality. And so I'll set that back to bright white. Again, the much softer yellow, and then the split between those 2 there. Just to the right of the thermometer icon, which I was just using, is the mirror functionality. And so this mirror will basically flip the image from left to right. And so if I press that button, the image will swap, and now left is right and right is left. This can be very useful specifically for when I'm inspecting my back or anything on the back side of my body, because when it's behind me, left and right are of different orientation. And so that's what this mirror functionality is very useful for. The last button, the last icon on the top of the app, is the rotate button. And so when I press rotate, it'll rotate the image 90 degrees. And I can keep pressing that, and it'll cycle through, rotating the image 90 degrees clockwise every time that I press that button. This can be really useful because when I rotate it the first time, the image will now fill the screen and it'll provide the maximum viewing capability for the device, which makes it easier to see what's happening with the inspection you're conducting. When I move to the bottom of the screen, you'll notice that there's a plus and a minus at the bottom right of the screen. That's for zooming in and zooming out. And so when you first use the habit camera, it's all the way zoomed out, but you could easily hit the plus button to zoom in. And every time I do that, it'll zoom in digitally on the image with a digital zoom. And so there's 9 different settings for that. So I can press this 9 times. And then once I've reached the maximum zoom, I can then begin to zoom back out by pressing the minus button. And so I can take it all the way back out to the original default setting. On the left side of the screen at the bottom left is a microphone. When we press that button, that enables the voice control. So all the features and functionality that we're doing right now can be replicated with voice recognition software that's built into your devices. And so we'll cover that in another video, but that's what the microphone is for. And then finally, just below the plus and minus and the microphone icons are the words photo and video. Currently, you'll see that the photo section is highlighted, and that's designed for taking photos. So if I push this big circle in the middle, then it is taking photos, and I'll be able to confirm that because when I do so, there's a pop-up with a file name that occurs there, and that lets me know that I've successfully taken a photo or taken that image. The other way to take a photo or image is to use the snapshot button. And so the snapshot button is on the top of the camera. It's the blue button, and it has a small camera imprint. And so when I push this button and I feel it click, you'll see that that pop-up on the screen is now appearing, and that indicates to you that you've successfully taken a picture using the snapshot button. Lastly, across from the photo is the word video. When I press video, now instead of having a white circle, there's a red circle in the center of the screen. And so when I press that, that'll begin to record video. And I'll know that because now there's a counter that's counting the seconds up and displaying the time and the duration of that video. And then that red circle has now become a red square. And so if I were to press that again, it would stop the video. But before I do that, I want to show you how you can snapshot images while you're recording the video. And so if I press the snapshot button, when I'm using this device in my hand, it's going to record that image and take a snapshot while it's recording the video. And so once I'm done, I can then press the stop button to stop recording the video. And now all those images and videos have been successfully saved in the Habit Camera Gallery, which we'll cover in another video.